This can't be the same son that we had. This can't be the same son that we had when they told us go outside and don't come back in till you're ready to stay in for the night. When we used to go out in the summertime and be out for the whole day, this can't be the same son. It's so hot out here. I saw a dog chasing a cat and they were both walking. It's so hot. I just saw a couple of hydrants fighting over a dog. It's so hot. Tweakers have been seen putting the copper back into the air conditioners. I like that one. I like that one. It's so hot that for an extra $50, ladies of the night will blow on you. That was good. That's the winner. That's the winner. That's the winner right there. It's so hot that I got to keep my energy at like a 3 or 4, because I ain't got all the energy. Y'all know when I record videos and I can't afford to get excited. I can't afford to get excited. Y'all say something. I'm scared to even look at the messages because y'all say something and then I can't control myself, because y'all know I try and control myself when I try and stay on topic. I can't control myself and I get excited and now I'm wet for the whole rest of the life. It's so hot. This is a real one. It's so hot. You will know everything that I've recorded this week because it'll be at night. That's real. That's real. I can't even record during the daytime. And I got air conditioning. A week or two ago, if you notice a slight hum in the videos, it's because it was too hot for me to turn off the air conditioner. Normally I turn off the air conditioner when I record and I just try and ride it out. You know what I mean? I just be trying to ride it out. I don't know if you ever seen that I get progressively more sweaty throughout the course of the video. That's because I turn the air conditioner on. That's why. That's why. You'd be like, wow, he started mad dry. Then all of a sudden he moist. And then we get to misty. By the end of the video, we just misty. You're just coming off of me. And I'm not even at that point anymore. I'm beyond leaving the air conditioner on. I'm done during the daytime. I can't even do it. I can't even do it. And to make matters worse, and I know I got a lot of supers to go through. I will do that. To make matters worse, and shout out to you, Supervillain. I see you, TP, Nikki, all you guys. Shout out to the Mod Squad, Chernobyl, Deshauna, of course, Miss Ray, Regina. By the way, we got a new video ending coming at you tomorrow. I recorded it in a hurry. If the new video ending looks weird, it's because I was determined to record it during the day, and it was hot. It was hot. I was like that Bill O'Reilly. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. I just had to do it live. So y'all pray for the new video ending. Some of you guys, not all of you guys, some of you guys are at a certain age that I am at, where when you go to the barbershop, or the beauty salon, you need a little help. You know what I mean? You need a little help. It's not what they take off, it's what can you put on. You know, I'm at the age I go to the barbershop. What can you put? Help me. What can you put on? What did they just sweep up over there in that pile that might blend seamlessly in the front, back, or middle? That's my age. That's where I'm at. Now, here's the thing. Once you, somebody said one for the road. Once you get to that point where they are adding, and I give shout out all the women in the chat, Deshauna, Roberta, Kristen, Anna Marie, Brianna, Ashanti, Stephanie, Allie, Kiki, City Dawn, Kristen, Angerine, all the women in the chat. Because when I was growing up, you would see the girls that just got their hair done, right? And they wouldn't want to get in the pool. They wouldn't want to play tag. They wouldn't want to play kickball. There was no fun. No fun. And I said, what is the point? You look nice, but they took your personality out. You know, like what's going on? We can't do nothing. You know, having trouble sleeping. You know what I mean? I thought that was crazy. That was crazy. Who would do such a thing? I got my hair cut Monday. And by haircut, I mean they cut a little bit, but they found patches in the back, in the corner. I think they might have gone to a beauty supply and found a good match. You know, they found a good match. I got my hair cut on Monday. And I've been moving at 2 miles an hour the entire time. I try and avoid any vigorous exercise or anything that will cause me to lose my enhancements. Just like the girls I grew up with. Okay? I have to move carefully. I have to make sure when I'm upstairs and I need something that's downstairs, I'm like, how bad do I need that? Huh? How bad do I need that? Because it's going to cost me my shape up. It's going to cost me my shape up. How bad, how necessary is it? But in this heat, I don't have a choice. It's not, what did I leave downstairs? What's over there? What's over there? If it's not at arm's length, I'm good. I'm good. Ain't this about a blip? This ain't no way to live. This is no way to live. You know, I almost didn't get my haircut Monday because I said it's not worth it. I saw City Dawn said lose my enhancement. That is exactly the way. I'm gonna lose my enhancements. That's true. It's true. I'm sweating right now because I haven't gotten too excited telling this story. I'm sweating right now. This is ridiculous. This don't make no kind of sense, boy. So my son had a fever. What's today? Tuesday, Monday morning, my son had a fever and had to stay home from daycare. And I've ranted about daycare before and their rules, but my son had to stay home from daycare. And I text my wife. I said, "Can I go? Can I go?" Because they got extra space. Apparently, I will take up less space than my son would have. I'm just going to be there. Just set me up at a table in the corner with my laptop. I just need the AC. That's it. I just need the AC. That's it. And that's all. That's it. And that's all. I said, that fever is going to be disgusted. That fever is going to be like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that I picked a child that's going to be sitting up in a house with an air conditioner from the 90s, it's too hot in here for me. It's too hot in here for the fever. And yes, our air conditioner is from the 90s. And this one, I don't want to hear no I told you so's from y'all. I don't want to hear no I told you so's from y'all because I hear them from my wife enough. Okay? Our air conditioner went down a couple years ago. Our air conditioner went down. We called the home warranty to come over and take a look at it. And they basically propped it up. They did the air conditioner equivalent of putting some cardboard underneath the table to make it level. They were like, it needs some milk, and they poured milk on top of it. That's basically what they did. That was about 3 summers ago. For the last 3 summers, my wife has said, well, we need to take care of the air conditioner. She said, we need to take care of the air conditioner. I'm like, we good. We done got through the summer. You know what I mean? Why we gonna do that? It's fall. It's about to be cold. We done let it ride. Let it ride, baby. Let it ride. First year, we let it ride. No problem. Second year, we let it ride. Now I'm talking big shit. I'm like, hey, you would have had us blow all that money on that AC. You would have had us blow all that money on that nail. Hey, I'm talking big shit. I should have left the table. Because here I am about to do a live that's going to cost me my whole shape up. My shape up is going to be right here on the collar. I always have good conversations with Randolph, who's my guest today. I always have good conversations with him. And if we have the conversations that we normally going to have, my shape up going to be all down here. I should have left the table. So I need to give you all a heads up into how I'm coming into today's lives. I also need to give you a heads up while all the videos you about to get going to be recorded at night. I also need to give you a heads up while I'm extra shiny during the course. If you see me glistening in the videos, just say a Hail Mary, throw one up, just because I'm struggling. And also the vibe of the video, right? Like if I was rolling, you know what I mean? If I was rolling, then I get my energy going and I start rolling downhill, and then you start to glisten. It kind of leads into how passionate you are about the topic. You know what I mean? That you're like, oh, he really, you know what I mean? He really on, he really serious. I've been trying to be fun and light in my videos, just struggling for my life. Just struggling just to smile, struggling just to keep a good vibe, trying to pretend like it's not 100 degrees. So I got to let y'all in on that. Acting skills on 10. Okay? Acting skills on 10. And I also have to send out some love to Regina and Miss Ray and my man David, who's handling the thumbs, and all the editors and everybody. Anybody that I've had to work with or deal with indirectly, if I happen to have been short, I was sweaty. You know what I mean? I was uncomfortable. And hurt people. You know? Hurt people. That's how that goes. Welcome to RGB. Welcome to you. Welcome to Fran. Hey, Fran, you got family in North Carolina? I got Arringtons in my family. Shout out to you, Fran, and welcome. Welcome, Margaret. Welcome to you, Margaret. Shout out to you, Dwayne. I appreciate you. TP, thank you, sir. Thank you. Always appreciate you, man. Michael, I want to thank you for being here, sir. Thank you very much. Karen, thank you. Thank you so much. And by the way, if you're a recipient of TP or Karen's gifts or Tanya's gifts, Tanya, thank you. Much appreciated, Tanya. If you are a recipient of one of their gifts, send them some love in the chat, won't you please? Michael, thank you. Very much appreciated. RSL's Beard, thank you for that. That is appreciated. TP, Reese, or anybody out there, because POTUS is doing so much strange things as a president. For example, freezing out the Secretary of Defense or Intelligence. Why can't the Democrats challenge his mental awareness? Well, it's funny you should use those examples, because I have no problem with those two being frozen out. Yeah, that's like one of them. That's like one of them hypotheticals they ask you, and you got like, do I want Trump making a decision by himself? No, definitely not. I do not want Trump making decisions by himself. Okay, would you rather he makes decisions in conjunction with Pete Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard? Can I phone a friend? Yeah. That's rough. Michael Easterwood to help with the AC bill. I appreciate you. Wouldn't it be funny if I just came out one day? I just made, because I know YouTube is littered with those I'm leaving YouTube videos. I know how hard those hit when you do a I'm leaving YouTube video. People eat that up. And I just did a I'm leaving YouTube video, and it just like, yeah, it's too hot. It's too hot. I can't. No, we're not. I can't with this. So, y'all didn't want to do nothing about global warming. It's not my fault. It ain't my fault. Did I do that? Thank you, Annie. Annie. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Rice Street, thank you so much. Rice Street. If you're a recipient of Annie or one of Rice Street's memberships, send them some love in the chat. And I also want to send some love out to Tammy. I don't know if she's in the chat, but I think it was this morning. I think it was like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock this morning when I posted the members version of today's video. And Tammy commented on it immediately. I was like, oh, we the only ones up right now. Somebody else did too. It was Kristen. Somebody else did too, had commented on it. Shout out to y'all. All right. Without further ado, I'm going to go bring in my mans, because I don't like to keep people too late. So we try and get it out at 9:30. Don't always happen. But you said JD Goofy came to Lima, Ohio today and was just lying in his speech. They showed his speech on the news. I was shouting, liar, liar. Lima. I think I'm going with Lima. That's my final answer. It's Lima. That's my final answer. Lima. That's my final answer. Yeah, I'm going with that. Trump is not listening to nobody. He's on autopilot. Well, see, here's the thing. And this goes back to what I just said about Tulsi Gabbard and Pete Hegseth. When he has the nastiest people imaginable behind him, expecting him to do their bidding, their very specific bidding, then when he veers away from that, as he is wont to do because he's wildly unpredictable, then it's like found money. You know what I mean? Then it's like found money. Case in point, the video I just posted today about him flip-flopping on immigration because it was hurting the farmers. Oh yeah, nobody saw that coming. Yeah, that's crazy. I got videos a year old all about that. But apparently Trump didn't watch. Apparently Trump is not a subscriber. So somebody sent it to him after the fact, and then that's when he learned the true ramifications of his actions. GoFundMe, Reese, to get the hair fixed. If people can get money for calling babies ninjas, why can't you? It's for a worthy cause. Now, boss lady, if you think I won't put together a GoFundMe with a photo of me, I'll just walk up and down the stairs 3 times. That's all I need to do. I'll walk up and down the stairs 3 times, like I kept forgetting something. That happens. And the amount of sweat that will pour out of me, and just record and just take some photos of me just covered in sweat, pre-haircut. We're gonna get that. You think I won't do it? You think I won't do it? All right. Y'all are funny. Without further ado, I think it's been a couple weeks ago now that I posted a video of open mic. Wow. I remember Get Up DC. I posted a video from Open Mic, which was a show that I hosted on WSA 9. And one of the guys behind the creation of that show and one of the writers on that show, I think I could call him the head writer because normally you have multiple head writers and we only had 2, so they both be head writers. Head writer of that show, comedian and provocateur, one of the hosts of the 3 Guys on Pod, my good man, Randolph Terrence. What is going on, sir?
Man, I'm trying to be like you. Don't you know?
You know that y'all know that's how black men greet each other.
Exactly how
nowadays.
We greet each other.
That is how black men greet each other.
Black men of a certain age.
Yes, that is true. I first of all want to ask you, in light of what I had just discussed, how it feels to be of age but not qualified in order to lose your enhancements when the sun, when the temperature hits a certain point. You don't have to deal with losing your enhancements. So does it give you like joy and relief to see the struggle that we have?
Well, you got to remember, I'm from Texas originally. So this is not, I mean, the heat, yeah, great. Well, it's not that bad to me. I'm going to be honest. It's just
shut up, man. It's like it's 100 degrees. What are you talking about? And I know Texas.
Months of
wait a minute. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because I realize that the number on the dial can say a higher number in Texas, but y'all be doing that dry heat. Y'all be doing this swamp thing that we got going on.
It depends on where you live. Like I lived in San Antonio, so you get humidity there. If you live in Houston, it's like living in a swamp. It just depends on where you live. You live in El Paso, it's dry heat because that's the desert. But for the most part, where we all live, it's humid as hell.
Nah, we're not doing that. We're not diminishing.
Texas ain't got no humidity. Texas ain't got no humidity. You ain't been to Texas. You walk around.
Texas don't got no humidity. What I'm saying is, you ain't gonna tell me it ain't hot. You ain't gonna tell me that you ain't been moving like you 30 years older than you are to keep yourself sweating through your outfit.
I'm not going to tell you that it's not hot because it is hot. I'm just saying it's not a hot I'm not used to. And just say it like that.
Okay, so you're used to the 80-year-old shuffle. You know what
yes,
time
you learn to move. You learn to move slow, and you like it. Like this is just what I'm doing. I'm going slow. There's a reason why everything is so slow down south.
Now, I am curious what your answer would be to this before I answer it, but so our show open mic ended at the beginning of 23, right? January 23. Is that right?
Yeah, it was.
So it would have been. So it would have been a couple years of Biden. But I'm curious, how do you think that that show would/could have tackled what we're seeing in 2025?
It depends on if they let us say what we want to say.
Well, what do you think? That's what I'm saying. I said would/could. What do you think?
The management team had changed, man. That's the whole reason why we end up gone, because the management team had changed. So I don't know if they would let us say what we really want to say.
So I am of the opinion, and we got a lot of rope while we were there.
Right.
I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that.
We did.
I am of the opinion that the moment that Trump started threatening / actually suing news organizations,
right,
it was a wrap. It was a wrap. At that moment in time, it was a complete. Because keep in mind, this is a corporate entity, right? We ain't no rogue like local network. I think the moment he started doing that, it was a wrap, and we would have been tasked with reporting a watered down milquetoast version of the news, not even how we feel about it, just the news, as long as we wanted to keep a good check. It would have became a financial decision. How long do you want to keep a good check?
That would be the question. The question would become is not so much what are we going to do? Are we going to keep doing? We'd had to have our own little meeting. Are we going to keep doing this? Because I don't want to do this. I don't want to toe some sort of weird line now that we don't have to. It's not why we started this. We started this to serve the community of DC. You know, and then you're not serving the community if you're just towing the line. You're not serving the community.
Is there a story that upsets you that we were not on the air and able to give the open mic / Get Up DC treatment?
Before the election, when they kept saying black men were definitely going to support Donald Trump, I wanted to counter that so badly. And then after the election, I wanted to be able to stand up and crow loudly that black men got information. We did what we always do. 8 out of 10 of us, we did what we do. I wanted to be able to crow because that thing of black men aren't doing this, that leads itself into a larger discussion about how black people are always the scapegoat for Democrats. And that would have opened up the door for us to talk about that when it ain't us. It's y'all. It's not us. It's y'all. Y'all. We're the only ones who do the right thing. It's y'all as a group who keep messing this up. You know, that would open the door for that. That would have gave us a perfect opening for that.
Okay, so my answer to that question, and I want to circle back to this because this is the meat of what I really want to get in with you. My answer is all things Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
When the girl came out and said that they had gone half on a baby, are you kidding me? And then called him out, said he wasn't seeing, and then had her Tesla like publicly repoed while she had the news media watching. Are you kidding me? The Epstein tweet? Do you realize what we could have done? We could have had Elon Musk month. Just day to day. Elon
would be for us. The reason why I don't talk about Elon, because Elon would be for us like Dan Snyder was. Remember Dan Snyder? Like every day we would check.
I remember Dan Snyder. That's why to this day I want Commanders taken off that team.
What did
take all his stuff? Don't leave none of his stuff, and that includes his name on the building. Get it all off.
Yeah. What did every day? Y'all don't know in the chat. Every day. That was the first thing we did. We looked at Dan Snyder. Did Dan Snyder do something? Because we talking about it, and then we would, and sure enough, he'd give us something to talk about.
Yeah.
Always something. Always something. That's Elon Musk. He would have given us something to talk about every day.
Now,
every day. He just blew another rocket up.
Did he really?
just blew another rocket up last week.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I did. I thought you meant it happened this
That was
afternoon.
yesterday.
Another one. Have you? Matter of fact, I just saw my first Tesla on the street the other day with the bumper sticker that said, "I bought this before Elon lost his mind."
I've seen that, and I saw I saw a bumper sticker that said, "I'm here for the green energy, not for Elon's pockets."
Okay. Yeah, I heard there were a lot of them. That was the first one that I had the pleasure of seeing, which is wise if you want to stay unvandalized.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I don't particularly have a problem with like Andy drives a Tesla. I don't particularly have a problem with people who drive a Tesla, because if you drive a Tesla, chances are you want to leave a small footprint. You want to leave a small carbon footprint. You're trying to do good for the environment. But if you drive a Cybertruck, okay, you're a douchebag. Cybertrucks are now what was that the Hummer? Remember the Hummer? Remember the big yellow Hummer?
Yeah.
Remember the people that drove those? That's the Cybertruck.
Do I remember the Hummer? I was alive. Yeah, I remember the 2000s. I remember tall tees and throwback jerseys and trucker hats. Yeah, I remember the Hummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a stupid car.
Now, you mentioned black men or black people. I don't remember whether you specified being the scapegoat. So I just want to the other day, Regina, shout out to her, who is notoriously studious researcher who's been helping me out. So I told Regina, I said, Regina, I see a lot of smoke going back and forth between the black and Latino coalition. There seems to be a lot going on between those. Can you dig into that? Can you get to the bottom of that? I want to do a video about that. And she reached into that barrel and sent me I literally looked at it and was like, that's like 4 videos. That's like four different things, 4 different topics and offshoots of this entire thing, of this conversation that's been going on. And so all of those, by the way, and that's to say all of you guys, all of those are on the horizon. The first one will probably drop tomorrow. And that is I don't know if you guys saw that video of the white dude in the mask at the protest who wanted to make clear to black people that are staying home that we are next. He wanted to make sure that we all were aware.
We don't know. We don't know that.
He wanted to make sure we were clear.
Thank you for telling us, white man. Appreciate it.
That we are oppressed. Now, first, and I love that this came up as you were coming on to the show, because as you just mentioned, you are from Texas and you have a lot more experience with this than the average black man, certainly that I know. So your general take on this discourse.
Listen, the first time I spent my early childhood in Germany. All my early elementary school was in Germany, living on Zweibrücken Air Force Base. Wasn't really around Americans like that until I got back here. The first time I was called the N-word in my life to my face was by another Mexican boy, the same age as me. That's the first time ever in my life. There is a deep well of anti-blackness within the Latino community, a huge well of anti-blackness within the Latino community, just as there is in every other community in this country. Okay,
it's like, yeah, I wonder why lightning is such a thing in the Asian communities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had a problem with the dude who played Shang Tsung. They said he was too dark.
Right. So, okay, well, you had your opportunity to get on board with us. You chose not to. All right. Well, have you heard the saying how we're taking our rest as black people? Like, we're sitting this one out because we're at rest. I was talking about this with somebody. Said that's not it. That's not it at all. I think that's part of it, but that's not the bigger part of it. The bigger part is the part that's unsaid, which is, look, Black people are really mad as a group. We are really mad, and there's nothing. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong with us being mad. We should be mad. And we have to process our anger, and we're going to process it on our time, not on your timetable, on our timetable. So now you, as a Latino community who didn't do the right thing as a group, now want us to rally for you. That's hard, baby. You want us to overlook the anti-Blackness that we all know is coming. You know it's coming from your tias and your uncles. You know it is. Your tios and tias, you know it is. You know, because you know what they said to you when you were growing up. You know how they told you to stay away from us. You know how they told you that we weren't shit.
They know they laughed at that George Lopez joke. They know they laughed at that George Lopez joke about bringing a brother home. I would add a third explanation. The rest, the anger, I would add a third, which is kind of touches on both to some degree, which is if you have ever tried to will your way to a promotion, to a relationship, to success with content, success with comedy, whatever it is that you do, if you have to buy that house, if you have ever gone all in on will, I'm just going to give it all of my energy, right? I'm just going to give it everything that I have, and you are rebuffed. It doesn't work out. Then not only do you need rest, and not only are you angry, you have to figure out how exactly it is that I am going to strategize getting this thing that I wanted. Because going directly in, which is what we've been doing, has not worked. So the idea of trying, and kids do this, right? Kids have to sit down and try and figure, you know, I'm mad that didn't work out. I got to figure out how. That's what people do. And so not affording us as a community, irregardless of the anger, right, that I feel like we can all legitimately feel about what happened, the idea of trying to figure out how exactly we can work with / around this coalition of people that has just communicated to us the way that they really feel, I think deserves the respect of time and space. Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. That how you expect us to work with you? How? That's up to you. That's not up to us. That's up to you. You need to decide how it is we're going to work with you, and then you better make it plain. You better make it simple and plain, and you better explain it to us, because you keep wanting us to make it, to do all the heavy lifting of it. And part of the heavy lifting is, hey man, you just got to understand, some of us are going to be racist. That seems to be, you just got to deal with that. And
that would have gone. And it's not like I haven't seen this. I have seen Latinos call out the anti-Blackness. Did you see the woman who said you should be kissing Black people's ass?
Oh yeah.
You saw that?
Who that is? You know who that is, right?
No. Well, you about to say it's a comedian I used to know back in the day?
No, that is XXX porn star Angelina Castro.
Oh, really?
Yes. You need to be kissing some black ass. I'm like,
yeah, I didn't know that.
That's what she should have thrown.
Oh man, I recorded that video already. All right, I might have to do some ads.
Yeah. No, she's great. Follow her Instagram. She's great.
I didn't know that. Well, what was interesting is, so I have seen some Latinos call out the anti-Blackness. If you haven't checked out Angelina Castro's work, do that tonight after the live. Well after midnight. After midnight.
Yeah. Wait till the witching hour begins.
But the reaction even to that video was not uniform. It was kind of, because I saw some people. I saw a dude, and he was actually in that video. I saw a dude, a Latino dude, who was responding to her video and was like, "Nah, that ain't it." Because what she's talking about is servitude. What she's talking about, black people are the ones that will save us, and this, that, and that. It's not about partnership. Where are they when it comes to your issue? Where are they with reparation? I was like, I can't even enjoy that.
Yeah,
I can't even enjoy that. I was like, I enjoyed that for like 2-3 hours, and here not even us. Here comes the other context of statements like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but everything she said is right. That's the part that bothers me more than anything else. It always bothers me about the communities, which again.
Oh, Allie has a question for you.
What's the question?
Does she make the bondage Johns?
I don't think she does bondage. I don't think she does, but she probably does.
This is not going to work for the rest of this live.
I know. I probably shouldn't have said nothing.
No, I was going to say, if you want to make me laugh / get your comment shown, you use John or Bull. John and Bull is just, I'm not from Philly. Obviously, I'm from DC. But John and Bull, I'm obsessed with John and Bull.
Well, so John has kind of crept into my vernacular a little bit.
Has it?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
We use joint here in DC.
That's all
John. But John is far superior.
I don't know why I picked up John. I know I was buying something from the butcher. There's these two brothers at the butcher shop. I say, hey, can I go in them Johns right there? He goes, hey, man, you from Philly? I was like, no. I had to break his heart. No, I'm not.
Here's the part about the conversation, the Black Latino conversation that where I struggle to get past is so, and including the white dude that I was just saying. First of all, one of the things that's come up repeatedly in these videos that I've made is how there's a litany of other people that could be called upon for allyship.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
There's one video I saw of an Asian woman talking about how Asian people are going to be affected by all of this, and none of them have been asked to do a damn thing or been held accountable for their vote ever at any point. But moreover, we're talking about white people, the people that have the most agency over the circumstances that you find yourselves in, and have the complexion for the protection if they hit the streets with you, somehow escaping all blame and accountability about what befalls you right now. As you literally have to, at 12% of the population, and much lower than that when we're talking about the voting percent, you have to wade through the crowd of Americans to find the black people and say, here it is, now we got it. That's what I'm saying.
I saw somebody say something. I can't remember who it was. I know it was a black intellectual who said, I just can't remember which one, who said that the reason why they always go to black people is because you want black people to be a part of it, because we legitimize what it is you're doing. It doesn't carry any legitimacy unless we are there. That's why you want us there. That's why you want us on your side, because we legitimize you. You take us out, there's no, I call it the Lowrys. You have no Lowrys on this protest. You have no Lowrys on this movement. You need us to legitimize your movement. Okay, and you all know
Lowrys. For some reason, I thought you were talking about Mike Lowry. But I got it.
Mike Lowry.
I thought you were talking. I legitimately did. All right, I got it.
You need us to legitimize your movement. You need us to put that seasoning on it. That's legitimizes it for you. And if you take us away, it's not. It's not legitimized. It's just not. And somebody in the chat is saying that's why they love Black Maga. Yeah, Maga wants black people around because that legitimizes it for them. Even though look at the black folks it is that we don't win some Sears. Come on now. But in their minds, it's legitimized now because we got us one, boy. We got us one. Woo. We got us one.
This is a new one. I have never heard Maga.
I didn't even
That's
want
a
to
new
touch
one.
It's your show. You can jump on that.
Wow. All right. That is a new one. Black Maga is definitely one that we would have had a field day on at that show. Another one just occurred to me because he's in the news now again because he just gave an interview. Mark Robinson. What we would have done now, granted, I got a lot of mileage on the channel with Mark Robinson. He came at the right time. The pizza story came at the right time. Mini Soldier came at the right. All of that came at the right time for me, right, content wise. But like what we could have done with Mark Robinson, are you kidding me?
Yeah. And now he's mad at them because they've dumped him. And the reason why they dumped him is because, brother, your milk has curdled. They don't need you around here no more. Your seasoning is down. They don't need it anymore. They get rid of you.
Hey, that's why they don't invite Herschel no more.
He gone.
They don't invite Herschel no more.
He made him ambassador to what? The Virgin Islands, I think he made ambassador. Yes. Just get out of the country. That's why I don't even want you near me. That's what he did to him.
You think he flashed that badge when he got there? When he touched down for the first time, he flashed that badge and says, "I is work with police."
I got to be honest with you. I don't even think at this point, I don't even think he knows where anything is at all. He don't know where the badge is. He don't know where he is. He don't know nothing. I think them CTEs have taken him all the way down. No, you ain't heard nothing from him.
No,
he ain't popping up nowhere.
No, that was a way to get him completely out of pocket. To send him out of the country and send him with one of those old school, early 2000s phone plans where you don't get no international minutes. Yeah, that's what he on. So this was the thing that I can't get past. Right, is at the end of the day, we are going to have to reach a critical mass to oppose a lot of what we're seeing. We're going to have to build some kind of coalition that's going to have to involve a lot of different kinds of people. And it will have to involve some fence mending between the Black and Latino community, right? That's just the facts of numbers, right? Unless white people just overwhelmingly decide that they want to cape for us out of nowhere in a way that they've never done up to this point.
Yeah, that's out.
So we'll involve some fence mending. What part of we completely sold you out and jammed you up in November by telling you that we couldn't be led by one of y'all to our own detriment and now need to put it back together. How does it help you to blame and point the finger and victimize us again after we just had to hear all these conversations as you outlined about what Black people were and weren't going to do? We stood on business in November. We had to deal with the bullshit and the fallout. And now I'm supposed to want to fencemen and join hands with you when you blame me more so than having the in-house conversations that need to be had? What part of, it's kind of like, I don't know if you ever had a breakup or left a job or something like that, and you're like, yeah, man, it's not working out, and then they start going off about all the stuff that you did wrong. Like, that doesn't mean we should stay together. Like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Take that energy and keep it pushing.
Yeah, it's not up to us. They don't seem to understand that. You messed up. We didn't mess up. You messed up. So you got to come hat in hand. Here's how I like it. Here's how I think. You know how, listen, when you apologize to somebody, if you truly mean that apology, you got to apologize and be willing to understand that they might not accept your apology, okay? And if they do accept your apology, they accept it on their time and on their terms. And whatever their terms on their time is, you got to be willing to eat it. When you in the car and it comes back up, hey, remember that shit that you said? You got to be willing to go, yeah, I remember. I remember. You got to be willing to do that because that's what an apology really is. It's like, yeah, I know. Yeah. And if it keeps coming up for you this until you get past it, then this is just going to have to be, Now, if you can't, if you may not be able to live that apology, and that's fine if you can't. But if you can't, then get away from me because I I don't need you around me. Get away from me. I don't need you around me. Just go. And it looks like no one, when it comes to us, can truly live the apology. They can't. They can't because they think they're above us. So why do I have to live this apology? It's that bullshit. You ever hear this one? I told you I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ain't that enough?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
So now it's like a trick bag now, and I know, and I'm on with Randolph Terrence. You guys can check out the Three Guys On podcast. If you talk about these things, right, as we both do, if you are, generally covering and engaging with these deportations and these ICE raids and things like that, so I have to. Now, I don't want to say I have to. I don't have to do anything, but the task that I have given myself as a decent human being who wants to continue to feel like a decent human being. So I'm opposed to the way that this is being carried out, and I'm opposed to the way that this was characterized last year, which y'all should have paid attention to, but that's what we've been talking about for the last 20 minutes. So as we talk about how this is being carried out, right, I have to report on this despite how, and I'm very specific in the specific instances that I give energy to. Obviously, people need to be aware of what's going on at large, but in a litany of these cases, Latinos for Trump and MAGA Latinos have been down bad and have ended up in detention facilities. And I have to report on that with a level of empathy just as a human being, because I would be contradicting my legitimate feelings in what's happening by going full. Now, that's not going to say you're not going to get none of that energy. You get some of that energy, but I have to temper it with my legitimate feelings and what's going on, which was more than you had about the possibility of it happening to you, which is how we got here. So even now, after the fact, like in the face of all of these conversations that are being had, in the face of us being blamed beforehand, us being blamed after the fact, us being let down, even after all of that, I still, at least the task I've given myself, need to be mindful of the bigger picture. And that is also with respect to the fact that, the irony of Black people, you're next, right? The irony of that is how, no, we're now. We all are affected by this now, immediately.
Now, today, now. Yeah, right now.
A due process and things like that on the craps table, that affects everybody. They throw in benefits on the craps table, that affects everybody. So my rights were affected by your inability to act in your own best interest. But even now, I still am like, you get what I'm saying?
I get exactly what you're saying.
Because what I don't want is, and we're breaking the fourth wall a little bit, like creator talking to creator. But what I don't want is to like go full-throated all in, right? I try and have some integrity about this. I know not everybody does, but what I don't want to do is go like full-throated all in on some retribution shit and then come back the next day denouncing the raids and talking about how inhumane it is. You know what I mean? That is not, those don't go together for me. Right. And so the way that I try and mend that is that I have to have some of that energy whenever I talk about it.
It's you know how many people I get into on Blue Sky on the daily, Blue Sky or Threads, when somebody will post a video of somebody crying about how they got hemmed up, or they didn't know what it was going to be like. They didn't, they got somebody somewhere got hemmed up or this or that. And I always ask the same thing. Oh, that's a shame. Who'd they vote for again? I always do that. I can't stop myself. I always do that. I'm like, oh, that's a shame. Who'd you vote for again? Who'd you vote for again? Huh? Who'd you vote for? Because somebody asked me just today, does that mean you're not as sympathetic? I said, listen, my sympathies at this point are reserved for certain communities. Okay. It just has to be like that for a while. I'm like, listen, who'd you vote for again? Why? The reason why my sympathies aren't that high is because you knew this was going to happen. You just didn't think it was going to happen to you. You were completely fine with it happening to the ones you wanted it to happen to, just as long as you didn't happen to you. I'm not fine with it happening to any of you. I didn't want it to happen to you. I didn't want it to happen to your neighbor. I didn't want it to happen to the other person. I didn't want it to happen to trans kids. I definitely didn't want it to happen to my community. I didn't want it to happen to any of us. You were okay with it happening to all these other people as long as it didn't happen to you. It's hard for me to dredge up sympathy for you because I know that about you. And once I know something, I can't unknow it. I can't unring the bell. This is who you are. And it's hard for me to feel sympathy for you knowing that this is who you are.
And I would also add that the trick bag of a lot of it, too, is the explanation of I thought he was going after the criminals. The explanation that I thought he was going after criminals when you heard him criminalize people in the Haitians that had done nothing wrong. And even when people that were here legally, J.D. Vance challenges the law. Oh, well, actually, that law is BS. So they were here legally, but because you don't respect the law, you want to characterize them as being illegal.
Right.
You saw all of that.
Right.
You saw all of that.
Right.
And felt comfortable in them getting rid of the criminals when they clearly showed an ability and a willingness and a desire to criminalize whoever the hell they want.
Right. It's criminal is who I say is criminal. And who I say is criminal all tends to look the same. Brown, black, varying shades of brown. They all look the same.
Oh.
They all look the same. And I know that about you. I know that about you.
You know what else we would have had a good time with? The white South Africans.
Oh.
We would have had a good time with the white South Africans. We'd have had a real good time.
Oh.
Because the crazy thing about the white South Africans is that was basically like a racist heat check. Right? That was like a race because it doesn't really, it's 50 people. Like it's not that significant. And it really doesn't make sense in the context of what it cost you and your consistency about deportation, about America first and all this kind of stuff. Like it creates all of these avenues and problems for you later in trying to prosecute these cases for 50 people. It doesn't make any logical sense. It's just something you do because you feel like you could do it and get it. It's a racist heat check. I want to see if I can be this hypocritical and this blatant. I just want to see, you know what I mean? This is Steph Curry. This is Steph Curry pulling up from half court. I just want to see, you know what I mean, if they will let me get away with this.
What was funny to me was the president of South Africa. He pulls up with two white South African golfers, Ernie Els and this other cat. And Trump's like, oh, I like Ernie Els, but he said, you white people are being prosecuted in South. And Ernie Els is like, no, they're not. No, they're not. I'm a rich white South African. Nothing's happening to us. That's the kind of stuff that was like, yeah, you don't even care. And now they're here, and from what I'm seeing is they're starting to understand what it means to live in America. Like, oh, I don't think I want to live here.
These people fumbled apartheid. That's a not even a generational, because that's multi-generational. Something that like one of the largest advantages that that one could ever enjoy over fellow human beings, and ability to generate, maintain, and pass on wealth. Something that we haven't seen, at least as thorough as that system was for centuries. They fumbled apartheid, and you mean to tell me they gonna come over here and be successful?
Right. And the black people that are here, I see. That's the thing about what they're really trying to institute here. Apartheid. Again, they're telling you that. Like you're South African, you're white South African, you leaving there to come here. You think that apartheid's about to come, don't you? Like, oh yeah, we're going back to the way it's supposed to be. You know, ain't that what you think? You know what I mean? That's why you came here, because you think that. You know, I would say it's 50-50 at this point, but that's why you came here. Is that Aunt Melanie?
Yep.
I ain't seen Auntie
Shout out to
Melanie.
Auntie Melanie. Yeah, one of the OGs of the show and the channel. She used to support all the stuff over at WSL.
Yep.
So shout out to Auntie Melanie.
Yep, they playing in our faces. I'm like, you're telling us when you're bringing these people in, and then people are coming here willingly. That's because they think our apartheid's about to come back. You know, that's what they think. City in the chat wants to know, how do you fail apartheid when you're white? Because you're outnumbered. Literally, you are the minority in your little section of South Africa. It's only a matter of time. You know.
Oh, I got Nastasia. Oh, she's giving us the lowdown on the mayoral.
Zoran is kicking Cuomo's butt like that.
Oh, let me.
Uh-oh. Interesting.
Going in on that. All the Afrikaners still here.
You know what? I think they took them down south, probably because it's hot. But they ain't gonna like the black folks down south. They ain't gonna like them.
They took them down south because it's hot, or because the vibes were more. It was a better cultural fit.
Probably right? Vibes, but.
It's a better, you know what I mean? It's a little better cultural fit. You know what I mean? We take them down south.
That's what they think, but I don't know. Black people down south, they ain't gonna be ready for them.
Have you been traveling? Have you traveled at all? Not
going where?
Well, so my question is, so you're in Virginia, which is blue, but
Northern Virginia. I'm in northern shade
of blue.
I'm in northern Virginia.
You're in northern Virginia. You're in northern Virginia. It's blue. It's a different blue than DC, but it's blue, right? So one of the conversations that I have had on here frequently, like I had it with Rod last week, right, in North Carolina, how you deal with Max, like just on an interpersonal level. Because I have had the privilege, I guess, of not dealing with them, of just not having to deal with them. I'm in DC. I work from home. Mm-hmm. My wife is on board, and my kids are too young to be involved. My parents are here; they're on board. Like I don't really have to interface on an interpersonal level. But a lot of people don't have that ability just by virtue of where they are, right? So what has been your experience since November?
I'm like you. I'm lucky in that I don't really have to. Like, I haven't been home to Texas since the election. But even before that, it was very much Trump country, you know. But like my daughter is going to visit her grandparents Saturday. She's leaving. So yeah, and with her mouthy ass, ain't no telling what might happen. She down there because she knows what it is. And
so if your parents are you guys going to go down and get her, or she's going to fly back?
No, she's going to fly down and fly back.
If your parents, said, hey, we want to have a thing down here, you would have no problem going at this point in time.
Oh yeah. I mean, we go back, but would I want to live there again and back in Texas? No. I can't. If we're back in Texas living, that means things have gone horribly wrong. is what that means.
No, I asked that because I had to. Your boy had to take the escape hatch from Thanksgiving in Ohio in November.
Did it get
now? Granted, that was a couple of weeks after.
Did it get bad?
I mean, it's not especially like it is what it is. Like coming out of the election, seeing how little regard. honestly, and I've used this a few times now, but
Mhm.
I feel like this election was like a hypothetical.
Mhm.
It was like, would America ever elect a black woman? I don't think so. All right, how about if the dude was a felon? Yeah, I still don't think so. How about a 34-time felon? Still not. All right, how about this dude almost got double-digit bankruptcies? All right, how about he got 3 baby mamas?
Mhm.
How about we got an Access Hollywood tape? How about we got Project 2025? It's like the
Yeah.
litany. It was like one of those. It was like 2 kids talking in a backyard, and he just won't let it go, and he keeps adding. How about he said he was going to use the military against civilians? How about he gives up two months before the election and just start dancing the YMCA because he don't have the energy to finish his speeches? Like, we just keep going over and over and over and over again. You gave me so much information that I was unwilling to participate in the bullshit.
Yeah.
That the charade that convinced me otherwise, and how you perceive me and how much care you have for your fellow man.
Mm-hmm.
And that energy, it's definitely not as like fresh and raw as it was in November. However, it continues to boil
Mm-hmm.
with the behaviors of the administration.
Right.
To the point where I don't know, it's June right now, so I got some months to do some work on myself. If my goal is to in fact go, which is not necessarily.
Well, the work doesn't need to be done by you.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's not my goal necessarily.
Yeah.
But right now it's like the following June, and I'm like, bro, I don't, what I mean?
You didn't do anything. It's them. Look who they support. That's all I need is it literally makes me not. I'm not coming into fellowship with you. That's the only way I can say it. I'm not coming into fellowship with you. If I am with you, I don't got nothing to say to you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hang out with you. What we gonna do? Yeah, we can sit in the same house and eat, I guess, at the same table. I don't gotta talk to you. I ain't here for you. I would be leery of anybody who would put you in that position. That's the thing that I start to kind of lean on is, why would you all put me in this position? You know what this person thinks, and you know what a vote for Donald Trump means. Don't put me in the position of having to be around these people. Mm-hmm. Don't put me in that position because they don't respect me. They don't respect my humanity. That's why they voted for him.
Have you been doing stand-up since this year, since the election? You've been doing stand-up.
I just did Leon's show Saturday.
Nice. What is stand-up like? Because I haven't been in the street, so I don't know what people talk about. I don't know if it's a whole rebellion. I don't know.
Okay, so here's the one that makes me mad is with other comedians, right? So leading up to the election, you would go out, you would see a lot of comics talking mad shit about Biden. Basically all they were doing was old jokes. Right. Biden's old, just old man. He's an old man jokes. There's all these jokes about him being an old man, talking shit about Biden, mad shit about Biden, mad shit about Biden, mad shit about Biden. Now the election's over, and I've heard comics saying this in green rooms. I don't even want to talk about politics. I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm not a political comic. I'm like, no. You were talking mad shit before the election, mad shit. Now you don't want to talk. Now you don't want to talk that shit. And you all claim to be progressives. You all claim to be liberal, but now you don't want to talk that shit because you all fucked up. You all fucked up. So now I call it the Homer Simpson going into the bushes. You know that gif of Homer Simpson fading back into the bushes. Also, you all can just fade back into the bushes now. Oh, okay. All right. So now no one talks politics on stage anymore. Oh, you all were. Now no one does, except your boy. I do, but it's very easy for me to start dipping down into anger, as you're well aware. It's very easy for me to dip off into anger. So um I did a long, and someone in the chat said the FAFO. I did a long joke about FAFO, that was the reason why I voted for Harris, because if you are from a black family, or you've been in band, or you played a sport or anything like that, if one of you fucks around, you all find out. That. And and that's why you don't, because we're all gonna get hit by this. So I never used to, I'm still not comfortable telling somebody FAFO. I'm like, no, because their FA is gonna have me FOing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I think I would have a hard time. I think I would have a hard time reconciling the, assuming I was traveling and doing stuff like that, I wouldn't be able to deal with like the right wing bros, like the right wing podcast, bro. Like I wouldn't be. I don't think I could be decent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know who talks about him a lot is Mark Maron.
Really?
He goes after him. Rogan, all of them. He goes after all the right wing podcast bros. You know, he's ending his podcast, and he makes it a point to point them out and to vilify them. He makes it a point. And he's right to.
I didn't know he was ending his. Okay.
Yeah, he just announced it. He's like, look, I've been doing this for 16 years. He's getting movie roles. He's on shows on them. You know, he's got other things happening now, and I guess he wants to get out while the getting is good. But he makes it a point to talk about that. We know those people. You know, you and I, a lot of them we came up with. You know, and look at what they became. I don't want to talk to them anymore. There's a lot of them. I could name names right now of a bunch of comments that I just don't associate myself with anymore. That people love too. And I'm like, if you knew, if you knew, you know, I think now it's a little easier with podcasts and stuff, as opposed to when we were coming up, where you can already start building your fan base instead of having to go around from club to club and build your fan base. You can build your fan base online, and then your fan base will meet you in the clubs.
Yeah.
So it's easier. I don't think it's not easier to build, but it definitely makes for a more welcoming environment, that you have people. I got a new member. Great. That you have people coming in specifically to see you, so they know what they're talking about, so you don't have to deal with that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, and I have had a number of people talk about wanting me to get back on stage, and I would come see you, and this, that, and the other thing. And it is a legitimate offshoot from people that spend their time in this space. The issue, as I've outlined, is if I'm like, I think that stand-up and working out, like people talk about being in the gym, and I haven't been in the gym. I think it's such a beautiful euphemism for stand-up. It's crazy because I can't just show up. Like, can I survive? Like, can I do 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes? I could probably do an hour cold because I've done enough of them. I could do it. Will it be good? Right? Will I have my timing? Will I remember all of my ad libs and my tags? Is my, you know, are my senses keen to crowd work? Like,
well, I can tell you right now,
like if I'm not regularly in it,
I can tell you right now, no to everything.
Yeah, but this is the other thing too, man.
It'll come back quick.
But see, this is the other thing is, if you're not, like, if I just have to do, this actually happened in January because Craig Robinson found me on YouTube and became a fan of the channel, and like reached out and was like, hey, I'm coming to the Improv. Like, I would love, you know, for you to show up and do some time. I was like, I don't want to do that, but I'm not going to say no to you. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I'll show up. I would love to come to your show, but I ain't been doing stand-up like that. I don't want to disrespect your stage like that, but I'll whatever is clever. So I ended up going up and doing the show, and I'm like, all right, I'm doing a show at the Improv in front of Craig Robinson. I'm going to do the 5 minutes that just occurred to me on the way down.
Yeah, no.
Or the 10 minutes that I've sat up and thought of, like, no. I'm doing the heavy hitters.
And you do the act
from 2015. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't know.
Which
they
doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? So I'm not doing new material.
Well, let me ask you a question. How did the crowd receive it?
They liked it.
And what did Craig say?
I mean, the members have seen it. I think anybody that's a member. I think I uploaded the full video. I think the crowd liked it.
And did Craig like it?
Yeah.
Craig knew what you were doing because Craig said I opened for Craig years ago, back when he was slim. Years ago, you know. I think I opened for him twice. Years ago. He's a great dude. He's a good comic. You know, so but he knows what it is. It's just I get what you're saying about it's not like look, man, I try to do at least 2-3 open mics a week now.
A week? Wow.
Yeah, I try to because there's spots that you can get up at. There's spots you can get up at now. And there's spots you can get up at. Yeah, I try to.
But you're working. You're working through material.
Yes, but it's hard, man, because my creativity is in the toilet. You know, stand-up wise, writing wise, I have a couple of ideas I'm working on. I have a thing in the can right now. I don't know if it's a book, a short story, if it's a podcast. I don't know, but it's something. So I'm working on it. I write on my Substack. Y'all can check on my Substack. It's called. You go to Substack and search Randolph Terrence, or just look up Rand Stack, RAND Stack on Substack. You can see my writings there. I try to get up at the DC Improv. It's a long story, 40 Kai. It's a long story.
Rand Stack on Substack?
Yeah. If you go to Substack and look up the Randolph Terrence on Substack, or just look up Rand Stack. You know.
There you go.
Yeah. So I post stuff there. So I get up and I write there. You know, I've written on a couple of podcasts, you know, but my creativity, it's hard, man. It's hard being creative with this is happening right now, because I don't want to just be just ranting. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be the ranting comedian. I don't want to just be the ranting writer. But then on the other side, I'm like, some things need to be ranted about. Yeah.
It's good branding.
Lewis Black did
the ranting writer, yeah. So City said, adding to the new cardboard-free AC. Go funny. And shout out to be shining like a new penny. I saw that message. To cool you off. Thank you, Lakeisha. Much appreciated. Thank you, Lakeisha, as well as City Dawn.
Hey, Ashante.
Thank you for the super. Thank you. Shamia, much appreciated. Thank you so very much for all you do. You certainly do rock on all levels. Keep on keeping on. Butterfly, much appreciated. Much love. Rice Street, does it make sense to wave the Mexican flag in America or protesting not to be sent back to Mexico?
No, it makes perfect sense, because the thing it's like, that's be like me waving a Jamaican flag. The thing about America that it's supposed to be is like, you're supposed to be able to come here from anywhere and bring your culture into America and put it in the melting pot. That's what you're supposed to be able to do. That's what we were sold. That's what we were sold. We were sold that. You know what I mean? We were sold that. I don't have a problem with them doing that. I don't have a problem with you waving your.
Well, I think it was Chris Hayes who said
nobody white can have a problem with that if you're allowing a Confederate flag to be waved anywhere.
That is
you
true.
Don't get to have a problem with that at all. No one does.
Well, there's a Confederate flag, and I believe it was Chris Hayes who talked about if waving a foreign flag was disqualifying, and we'd have carnage on Capitol Hill with some of the flags that people have outside their offices. So, yeah. Randy used to be neighbors. I'm going to hit you. Okay.
All right.
And then One of your old neighbors. I don't know if you owe him some money as you got his lawnmower.
Distinctly
Herschel Walker should
possible.
have been arrested for impersonating law enforcement. By the way, I have a video coming out about people impersonating ICE. I think I put my foot in that one. The draft is already up, so yeah, that one. Be on the lookout. Jackie, welcome, Jackie, welcome. Kristen, much appreciated. Thank you for that, Kristen. And Allie, let's get Reese on Substack. You got to talk to Regina about that.
Substack's fun, man. Come on over there. You can do like videos. You can do vlogs, blogs. You can do it all over.
What is the difference between Substack and Patreon?
Not much.
Okay. Because I just started the Patreon like 2 months ago. And I saw Substack and people like Substack.
We've been on Patreon for a long time. The podcast, Three Guys on Patreon.
Right.
It's also on Spotify. So we're behind. Patreon's our paywall, and then we do a free episode on Thursdays. That's on Spotify. You can find our free episodes anywhere. And Apple, just Three Guys on, the word Three Guys on. You can find it all. No, we're not on Fanbase yet. I'm still kind of leery about Fanbase. That's the new one, Isaac Hayes.
No, I know all about it. I had Francesca Ramsey. She was the first guest that I had.
Yeah.
It was Francesca Ramsey. So
I don't trust it.
I got I already got my flag on.
I don't trust it. What he should have done was just rebooted Black Planet. I jumped on that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on somebody to do that. Just, hey, we're rebooting Black Planet. I'm like, all right, let me see if I remember my login so I can get back in.
Whoever owns that is actually a really good idea.
I don't know why they haven't done that. I would have.
Now, before you go, I opened up with me being of a man of a certain age, and we have a lot of people here that are of a certain age. One of the things that Randolph is adept at, not just stand-up comedy and podcasting, but fitness is something that Randolph knows extremely well. Not a whole lot has changed since we last spoke. I run and nothing else. I kind of look like one of those action figures where you take the bottom off of the He-Man and put the G.I. Joe top onto the He-Man legs. That's basically what I got going on right now. Is it still the case? Lifting is the thing as you get into your later years. I know that's what they used to talk about in the streets.
There's never going to be a time that I tell you to not lift. There's never going to be a time that's going to happen. You gotta lift. You just refuse.
I don't like it. Refuse. I like aerobic activity because it's therapeutic for me. I hate like the lifting. I just hate it.
Lift.
I just don't enjoy it.
You gotta learn to put the headphones on, just go into the music, or do like I do. I listen to podcasts while I'm lifting.
Bro,
or I was listening to Richard Steele today while I was lifting.
I was just thinking.
Excuse me, Michael Steele, not Richard Steele, the boxing ref. Michael Steele.
I thought you were talking about the boxing ref. I was like, oh, that makes sense. By the way, YouTube has. I haven't given YouTube recommendations in a while. KO with Style, and I think AKA Compilation. I think those are two accounts. They have the cleanest knockout compilations on the internet. So clean. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Who
are you taking in Canelo? You know I'm gonna have the fight. You got to come back over like we did that last time.
When is it?
September, I think.
Okay.
I think it's in September. It's Canelo. Crawford. You know.
How much? Canelo's much bigger than Crawford.
That's the problem. They stood next to each other and they're about the same height, but Canelo's just bigger. But having said that, Crawford is really physically strong, like really strong. There's videos of him just in street clothes deadlifting 405, like nothing, with no warm up, just walk in and pick it up and put it down. He's really strong, but all things being equal, the good big man should beat the good little man.
Well, I'm gonna take Crawford.
But if the little man is exceptional, he can beat the good big man. So,
I'm gonna take Crawford.
I think it's a toss-up at this point. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's a toss-up, but Canelo can be outboxed. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Crawford's a really good boxer, and Canelo can be.
Was it that point? Was it Better BF?
Yeah, Better BF just completely outboxed him. Yeah.
All right. I like to let people go around 9:30, given the fact that I don't want anybody to be on. Wait, would he ask to be more stuff? We've all been on programs. But we start looking at the watch. Let's not do that. Love for you to come back.
Anytime, man. You got to come over to Three Guys On.
We'll do
on Saturdays. I never know you got so much going on. You got 2 kids. I only got the one, and mine is big now, so I don't have to.
Yeah,
have to do a whole lot.
2 in it.
Yeah,
like 2 in it.
Yeah.
So what do you got going on? What kind of people? We got Randstack on Substack. We got your Three Guys on Patreon.
On Sidestack, just Randstack on Substack. Three Guys on Patreon. Get at me on Instagram, Randolph Terrence. Get at me on I'm not on Twitter anymore. I still have my page, but I don't really mess with it. I'm over where the skies are blue. I'm over on Blue Sky, Randolph Terrence, and I'm on Threads because Facebook makes you go on Threads, so I'm on Threads too. Randolph Terrence there also.
Yeah, we're actually in the same. I still have my Twitter page because it's actually very useful for content creation and for finding clips and stuff. But I refuse to contribute to it in any way. And I don't understand how anybody does at this point in time. I can't understand spending your time that way. It's just insane to me. But
Blue Sky's nice though. Blue Sky's got there's a whole thing over there. And the chat is right. You can go on Substack. There's a whole community on Substack of stuff to do. So I will be trying to rant, Lee. Don't worry about it. I'm still doing it. Just gotta make it funny.
I totally go ahead and do that rant. I appreciate everybody for coming, and Allie said let's get Reese on Substack. I appreciate you. Shout out, welcome RG. Let's see, RG, Fran, Margaret. Thanks to Dwayne.
Who said OnlyFans?
Thanks to TP. What'd you say?
Who said OnlyFans in the chat?
Oh, like that. Yeah, Michael, I appreciate you. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Tanya. Thanks, Michael. Arcella's Beard. Thanks, TP. Michael. Thanks to Annie. Thanks to Rice Street. Deshauna, as always. The instructor. Boss Lady. City Dawn. Lakeisha. Shami. Butterfly. Rice Street again. NN. The instructor. Welcome to Jackie. Thank you to Kristen. And shout out to Allie. I appreciate you guys as always. New video tomorrow. So obviously those of you that are around late night tonight will see it pop up tonight, 3 a.m. Tammy, Kristen, be on the lookout. Shout out to the Mod Squad. Shout out to y'all. Chernobyl, I think Larry was in here. Deshauna, Roberta, Free Me if he's here. Of course, Miss Ray. Much love to all you guys. I think Regina was in here briefly too. Shout out to her. I'll see you guys tomorrow at the premiere, and be on the lookout for a new video ending. I'm actually going to edit that right now, so be on the lookout for that. Randolph, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you
for having me. I appreciate you, man. Always. You know I love you, man. You're a big part of the reason why I'm here.
Most definitely. Let's definitely have you back soon. I hate that it took as long as it did, but we got it done.
It happens when it happens.
Onward and upward. Respect, man. And
respect.
to all you guys watching. Oh yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. I think we got did we get one at the buzzer? Oh no, I had scrolled up the comments. All right, y'all. Soak your feet. Y'all know how we end.